Hello, this is Transformers fan G138, and I'm here with another video review, this time of, I'm going to do the Botcon 2012 box set, which I managed to purchase through an Icon package this year. I'm just getting around to reviewing them because my parents decided to give them to me for a graduation gift. This here is the first one of the 6. This is Metalhawk. And they designed him after his Pretender shell, which originally never had a vehicle mode. But this one leads itself really well to, it really does look like his Pretender shell. As much as I would like to have seen the robot and not the Pretender shell, it's actually not bad. I like the red. The color and the red and blue work well together. The Autobot logo is there. It's nice. And then he's got white detailing here, which really kind of makes him look pretty awesome. And then underside, you can see his hands way more than if like Thunderwing's. He's of the same mold as Thunderwing, except he sports a new head. But I'll get that in robot mode. You can see his hand a lot more brightly just because of the bright color of it. He's got landing gear, as the other one said. I would be careful about this particular one here in the back, not to use landing gear too much because they are kind of painted. The landing gear itself is painted, so I'd be careful about moving that around too much. Historically, they've been pretty good with movable parts and paint, FunPub, but yeah, I'd just be cautious about that. He's got his 2 missile launchers here on either side. Take one of those off, and the missile doesn't fire nearly as well as Thunderwings. I think just because the missile's been in the box in there so long. I normally don't have the missiles in there for Thunderwing or Black Shadow, but they're nice. So yeah, it's a really nice jet mode, and there's not much more I can say other than these things up here you can display any which way you want just because they're movable. I think Thunderwing is supposed to be like this, but it hides the Autobot symbol, so I kind of like putting them just like that. So it kind of allows you to see the Autobot symbol a little bit better. In addition to being this, being the mold, he also has the drone here that comes off the nose cone. So I don't really know what you would want to do with a drone with this guy, but it's there. So I'm going to go ahead and get Sky in robot mode now and talk about him some more, because he is actually pretty cool. So here he is in robot mode. And to be honest, I like this guy so much simply because it's something Hasbro would never do without it being a Botcon exclusive, such as FunPub's Metalhawk here. And I think this is fantastic. It is simply amazing. A lot of people were, ugh, really, why the human face? This is so horrible, this is terrible. And simply, he has the human face because this is his Pretender shell. And oddly, and I like, just for a fact, if I had a Star Wars action figure here, they would stand about this tall. And that would be approximate scale to the suit he wore in the TV show. So, yeah, there's a couple ways. He didn't really have the wings in the backpack, but, he does add an extra layer of cool, I think. I think it improves him. And he doesn't have his little spike thing that's coming out of his head, and that is just simply due to the way this has to fold over his face. He does sport an Autobot symbol right here on his stomach, which is awesome. He's got nice broad shoulders like he did in the his suit mode in the cartoon anime, technically. Super God Master Force. Yes, that's it. Super God Master Force. Wow, drew a blank on that one. So, as much as I would like to see this guy in robot mode, or just the robot and having that transform, I think this is cool simply because it's something Hasbro would never touch. They are not going to put a human face on a Transformer ever again, unless they can figure out some way to make a lot of money. And this worked for the few collectors who wanted them. I personally, again, wanted the actual robot, not the suit, but I can see where they're going with it, and I like it. And unfortunately, they're using it as more of the Hasbro version of it from the United States, where the Pretender shells used to be like ginormous humans, and I hated that. I like the Super God Master Force's version better, where they could turn into their suits, and then the suits kind of like dematerialized, and they rematerialized as a giant robot. And I think that was way better than the Hasbro 40-foot tall humans. So, if I had some Star Wars action figures here on display, this guy would be near them just because of the human scale. I think it is kind of neat that he does transform, but not a prime objective for me. In the comic book, though, he did use a sword, and that's one of the downsides of the mold. He does not have a sword. And in the Super God Master Force, he did also have a sword. I did purchase the G3 trailer for Optimus Prime. You've probably seen it in some of my stop motions if you've watched my Transformers Online show. And you've seen me use this with several of the figures. This is the sword for Grimlock it came with. It doesn't really scream Grimlock to me, and I don't have a Grimlock action figure. So, we take off the guns here. I chose to display him holding this. And that gives him a nice, shiny, metallic sword. And it really kind of goes with the metallicness down here. I mean, it's not quite as chromed, but it does look nice. And it's nice to see him with a sword, like you should have. Another cool feature of the mold was it did come with two guns, which he did have in the original series in Japan. So, a little known fact about these two weapons is they do actually clip together. So you can have a double weapon, double gun. And that way, you can have him hold a sword and the guns. Or the guns can store in the back. I tend to store them on the back. Just because they're out of the way then. They kind of look like thrusters with the missiles in there. So that's kind of neat. So, yeah. I really like the mold to begin with. And, I mean, he was small for Thunderwing. But it worked great for Black Shadow, who I don't have handy. Yeah, this is a straight-up version of the Thunderwing mold here, and I'll just do a little small comparison here. You can tell that because of the chest. The chests are actually different between Black Shadow and Thunderwing. That's nice. You know, I just think, even though they're the same mold, they look so different. you can definitely tell that it's not the same guy. I mean, this guy does not scream Thunderwing to me, and this guy screams Thunderwing. And all they did is swap a head and do some paint. And I think they did a fantastic job with it. So, I'll get into a little bit of articulation, because I'll probably forget that. He has got a little bit of play in the foot here. So, you got that. He's got a nice hinge here, which goes 90 degrees. Ball and socket joint hip, with these armor pieces that move out of the way, so you can get some nice kick poses and stuff. He does have a swivel up there in the thigh as well. He does not have a waist swivel. His wrists turn, and he has a elbow friction hinge, as well as a hinge here, which the armor gun thing moves with it. And then he's got a swivel this way as well. Actually, that is a ball and socket joint in there, and this is just on a hinge. Sorry about that. The head also rotates, so that's nice. And then you got some options in displaying the wings in the back, closed, open, down, all the way open. And then, of course, the drone back here can detach. So, that is pretty much the entire video review. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about the Metalhawk action figure, please post a comment down below and I'll get back to you. If you have any requests for other video reviews, please also post down below and I will add them to the list. But I'm going to conclude with just saying this guy is awesome, and if you have the opportunity to pick him up, pick him up. I mean, yeah, the human face is there, and it kind of doesn't look completely bad. I mean, he does look slightly possessed, but from a distance, he's really awesome. And I think it's a great homage. It works great. I love it. One of my favorites out of the set, hands down. Right next to Shattered Glass Turbo Tracks, aka Road Rage, and the other one there, Soundwave. Although I really like the I'll get into them a little more in the other reviews, but I really like the entire set minus Magnus. So this guy is really awesome. Love the colors, love the sword, totally recommend getting it. Drone. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.